Okay, so this is the shape that I'm going for. I did have to remove a lot of that rear swing arm stuff. I had to remove a lot of that. I think what I'm gonna do, because I wanna keep the engine low, I wanna keep it near the wheel axle, or maybe just a little slightly below it. What I have to do is, I'm gonna have to cut this thing completely out. I'm gonna cut here and bend this straight so I can get a nice angle. I'm gonna have to shorten this because that's a little too low. So I'm gonna maybe cut it here, raise it up a little bit, just a little bit, at least 3 inches, 4 inches off the ground. So I wanna raise this. I need this piece here because I'm gonna create a rear swing arm. The engine's gonna bolt to that rear swing arm. I'm gonna use that crap over there to make that rear swing arm. And then I think I can use 1-inch pipe. This is 1-inch pipe. Well, if I grind it, I think if I grind the edges, they'll fit a little bit better. And I could just hammer it in, and then weld around the sides here. And that will be my foot pegs. It's gonna look more like a little chopper bike than anything. I'm gonna use the little shock. This little shock is small, but it is pretty beefy. And obviously not this stuff here, but the shock itself, yes. Something like this. I gotta create that swing arm and that upper rail, and then bolt this to, like I said, I gotta cut this and then bend it up a little bit so I can mount it right here, and then my seat will be right above it. Now the next step is modifying this engine. Can't do this with one hand. Okay, so this engine is going to get modified. I'm going to remove the gas tank. I got a gas tank coming in, so I don't need the stock gas tank. That's going to go. It's going to leave these 2 pieces. I'm going to remove the air box. I got an air filter coming, and I'm putting on a muffler, a different muffler, not this one. So all in all, it will lower the profile of this engine pretty darn, well, about 4 inches. So I'll say 4 inches of room just doing that. And I'm going to use this as my engine plate. I forgot what this came off of, but the bolt holes line up perfectly for that engine. So I'm going to use this, situate this into my rear swing arm. Alright, so engine modification is done. Now I didn't go and install these, and to be completely honest, I didn't know what these were at first, but these are your oil plugs. What's cool about these is that they're magnetic. They have a magnetic tip. I gotta show you. So you see all that junk. Pretty cool. Really nice to have. But I don't know, I might install them later. I got two, so one on either side. Anyways, now I gotta figure out, well, now that this is done, I gotta go and modify the frame now. Alright guys, so this is where I'm at right now. So it's not so much a BMX bike anymore. You know, it just looks like a kind of like a bobber looking motorcycle almost. Anyways, I went ahead, I welded these tabs on because getting this gas tank on was a pain in the butt. And then obviously figuring this out, I am gonna, yeah, look at the damage here. It is ugly. I'm gonna clean it up, I promise. You know, that's not too bad, you know, you just raise it up like what I did here, but trying to figure this out and the angle and trying to figure out the angle of the seat, where it's gonna sit, I had something to figure out, didn't work, so I had to cut it off and redo it. And it's because this neck here, if this neck was just a little bit longer, then this pipe would be able to angle a lot better, or at least be a little bit higher, and I can fit this in here. But yeah, that was a nightmare to figure out. I think I'm gonna call it for this one. Although it doesn't look like it, a lot of work has been done on this here, making the bottom swing arm and then the top rail, well, two piece, whatever you want to call it. I have plans for the seat, and I got my scrap metal. That's what's left of the BMX bike. Like I said, it's like 10% BMX bike and then 90% mini bike now. All right, just real quick, I want to show you how it looks. Okay, I gotta be careful because all this is just tacked. I don't want to break it. Yeah, you can see it now. I don't know if you can see that. Is that better? Yeah. I don't really know what else to say right now. Like I said, it's looking cool but ugly at the same time. I still gotta weld. I got all that tacked in. I still gotta weld that. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Anyways, I'll see you in the next one.